I don't like war. I like medicine. I love saving lives. The task of infantry is to kill and survive. The task of the medic is to survive and save. We have risk, but we like to take risk. My call sign is Lys. We perform a task in Rubizhne, Severodonetsk and Lysychansk. Our task is a medical evacuation, usually from a red zone, that is a zone under enemy fire. We lived in a place called bunker, which was constantly under mortar fire. It was a feat to get out of this point, because we were constantly being shot at. The paramedic and me took turn picking up the wounded, while leaving for the wounded to one of the position at the plant. The driver and I came under artillery fire, then under infantry fire. The hands were not shaken from the wound, the hands were shaken from this condition. When you run out during the shelling, get into the medical vehicle and leave for the wounded during a battle. You listen to the broadcast of the radio station and you hear that the plane is shooting at us. That is why our hands were shaken precisely. Because this very, very unusual condition for us to provide assistance. There is a factor. When you go after a wounded person, you only think about yourself. But when you took the wounded man into the car, you don't think about what is happening around you. You think only about the wounded man and how to save his life. We were evacuation through Severodonetsk. The day before that, the enemy made a breakthrough and enemy infantry fighter vehicles drove in. We were driving at night and encountered enemy equipment with the symbols Z and V. At first, we didn't believe it. We drove in one direction, and when we returned and saw them, we were very surprised, but we just drove on. There were only two of us, me and the driver, and the enemy had a crew. There was nothing we could do, so we just turned around and drove away. And we had situation with paramedic. When our guys left the encirclement, we were going to evacuate, and 15 meters from us there was an enemy BMP that was boiling. We were very lucky, because the crew was standing on top of the BMP, it couldn't fire. We drove past them very quickly, because we were carrying two wounded. For example, we could take a person with acute trauma, and next day the person remains alive, because he was in a hospital. Does it count? But there are probably more than 120 seriously wounded. We and our crew took out more than 120 wounded. As a sniper marks the killed, I marked all my seriously wounded. I remember each one. Here is Volodya, our paramedic. Ilya is our paramedic. I marked them as the biggest pluses. I evacuated these guys. They had bullet wounds in the head and the chest. Learn as much as possible. Learn at training grounds. Learn to help yourself and your fellow men, because it saves life. 90% of injuries are blast injuries, and the rest are bullet injuries. Never use non-certified or self-made armor plates. Do not neglect safety measures. Always wear glasses and handphones. This will save your eyes or protect you from acute trauma. This is your security. You need to use it. When the guys from our brigade were working, they provided professional first aid. It was the maximum for their level. After them, we did not redo the work, but only completed it. I cannot say the same about other units that spent less time on training, or neglect their first aid kits, they either did not provide medical aid at all, or provided it incorrectly. For example, a chest wound was tamponed instead of an inclusive bandage, or a stomach was tamponed. In the area under enemy fire, you need to apply the tourniquet as high as possible, because you don't know where the wound is. And there was one situation when our colleagues from another unit applied the tourniquet directly to the egg of the wounded. This could lead to gangrene and subsequently to death. I had to apply my own tourniquet. I was motivated by the fact that when we fight in Luhansk region, I knew that the same thing was happening at home, in Kyiv. We knew that we would defeat the enemy from Kyiv, but if they break through in other direction, we may lose the war. And I was motivated by our soldier. They killed the enemy, fulfill their task, and I don't to kill anyone, but I must not be afraid. I must save our boys, wounded guys, to motivate me. When you come at home and see them drinking coffee in coffee shop with a girlfriend, and you realize that it was you who took them out, provided help, and they are alive now, and everything is fine with